justice for all. And if everyone will remain standing for a moment of silence for all of our troops and servicemen. Thank you.
What about the servicemen?
Servicemen, servicewomen, all of the people that serve for us. I'm sorry.
The service dogs.
And the service dogs. Oh, God.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope, yes. And we're slipping quickly.
We have to bring those dogs back too.
I know.
I've already set money on that.
Yes.
Okay.
Francis. Can you hear us, Elaine? Are you good? You can't hear me? Like that close? Okay. Okay, so we're going to start the evening. We're going to set the dates for the September meetings. The workshop will be held on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2014 at 7 p.m. The board meeting will be the following Monday, September 8th at 7:30. We are holding over the public hearing for the rezoning along the east side of Orange Avenue, and it will be renoticed. The first thing on the agenda this evening is the fire department. Chief Stark is not with us tonight, so I'll take that one for him, which is the LoSAP and the change in the program for the comptroller's opinion, and the board has read through it, Terry has looked at it, and the consultant looked at it, and the fire department agrees with it, so I'd like to adopt that this evening.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so moved. I agree as well. Kathy, Culture and Recreation?
Good evening, Deputy Mayor Corrigan and Village Board. A few things that we have coming up in the month of August. This Thursday, August 7th, will be our last summer concert of the season. It will be Reflections, the big band. So we hope that will be outside. Last year, unfortunately, we were inside, so we're hoping it will be outside at the gazebo. If it is bad weather, it will be inside. The fire department is having their blood drive on Wednesday, August 13th. We have flyers up here for anybody that wasn't able to get one. If you do give blood, you get free Boulder tickets, 2 Boulder tickets, so it's an incentive to come out and give blood this August 13th. We have the senior picnic at the Mawa Elks on Thursday, August 28th, and that will be starting at 11:30. And then starting on August 16th, which is a Saturday, the pool will be closing for the summer only, starting at 7 p.m. On September 1st, which is Labor Day, the pool will be closed for the season. I wanted to note that there's a change to the calendar. The fashion show that was scheduled for October 5th on the calendar has been canceled this year. The organizers chose not to put it on this year. A little change of personnel. A few things for save the date the recreation is working on now. The September 11th ceremony will be Thursday, September 11th. The candlelight vigil at Donna Howard Park. We have the Suffern Street Fair coming up on Sunday, September 14th. And Suffern Day is going to be Saturday, September 27th. We're looking forward to that. And then one thing that I would like to ask tonight, we have a change of personnel at our pool. We have one of our head lifeguards, Kelly Sheehan, is leaving us a little early. She received a position, a teaching position, so she's leaving a little early. So I'd like to have Emma Patwell appointed to head guard.
Okay. Does the board have any?
Make a motion.
Yes,
want a
I
motion
just
on
didn't know
that?
if anybody wanted
So
any
what-
comments.
I'll make a motion.
I agree, so we accept Kelly's resignation, and we're very happy that Emma will take her place. It's
Great,
wonderful.
thank you so
Great
much.
job.
Okay,
Thank you.
have a good night.
Yes. And on the agenda, I'm changing the format just for one thing, and we're going to review and listen to the facade program for Shamrock. We're going to award that bid this evening. So, Corinne, if you don't mind coming up. Thank you.
Good evening. I had prepared a memo and a breakdown of the bid that was received for 84 Orange Avenue, otherwise known as the Shamrock Hotel. This was a single building project that went out to bid. We only received one bid back, but as you guys know, we've had a long history of having a difficult job of getting any bidders, so one is better than none. And after reviewing the bid and comparing that to the architect's estimates, we believe that the bid is reasonable and was within close enough proximity that we can advise the board to award the bid to Corbin Construction. It's actually the same contractor who just bid the other phase with the other two buildings. So we'll be working with him on the other two, and then he'll move on to the Shamrock after he finishes the other two. And the total bid was for $49,800, and we'd be awarding for the full amount.
Does the board have any questions?
No. I took note in the email that you sent us that, I took note,
I don't know why.
I'm trying to. Can you hear me? Okay. I took note in the email that you sent us that the what the architect's estimate is, and I know that happens, especially in community development, and it's a shame, and I hate to, award one bid, but I think it's the right thing to do, so I'll move it.
Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Well, the motion is to award the contract to
The motion,
construction in the amount of...
I will.
What? Can you hear me?
So Frank,
Talking into the mic.
hold on 1 second. Virginia's going to see what she can do. We don't have a volume switch here. No. Any better, Jack?
Can you hear us? 1, 2, 3?
Frank?
Can you hear us?
That's better.
Is that better?
That's better.
Very good.
I'm reading this.
Is the video working? Good.
Frank and I have been in movies, so we know
They know how to do, acting now, so they're all good. They're
We're
famous.
headed for Hollywood.
Yes. Okay, so the motion is to award the Corcoran Construction Corporation for the architect estimate and for the value of the contract, $49,800.
So moved.
Second.
I agree, so...
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Could you talk into the mic, Missy? Okay, thank you very much, Corinne. I know that's been we've had a lot of fun with this. Okay, so next on the agenda,
You can skip me. I don't have anything.
okay, is the village attorney has nothing this evening. Police Department, Chief Clerk?
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Well, I appreciate your help with everything and your support. Couple quick updates, real quickly. The one we spoke about the other night is the stop sign on Bonner Circle heading southbound at the intersection of Milford Lane. I worked with Charles and with Joe. Looks like we have everything set up for the sign to be installed. Joe and I mapped it out last week. We trimmed back some bushes. We met with the Bon Air officials just to make sure that they knew what we were going to trim back before we did it. For safety reasons, we're pretty much set, and I'm sure it's going to be going very soon with DPW. That's a definitely needed stop sign. Traffic engineer has given us the locations for the signage, and we're ready to go.
And is there a warning sign too?
Mr. Meehan, coming up the hill around Sussex, there'll be a stop ahead sign. Also, Joe and I discussed, and we met up there, stop ahead in the roadway as well. Particularly, we'd like to get that in at just 2 different spots so that people know it's coming up. And there's enough visibility for the sign to see that it'll be now a 3-way stop at this point. So we should be in good shape. That won't keep you updated, but it should be up. Hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have it all complete. Our opening day of Dale Hockey, September 6th, which is a Saturday. I want to invite all of you to, the public as well. We're having a huge event. We're pretty much going to call it Celebrate America Day with our Dale Hockey coaches. We'll be running it. We have a large league. We have 13 teams of Suffern kids, a couple of probably 160, 170 kids. We'll be having a barbecue, everything free, ice cream truck, celebration, other stuff going to be going on. So I'd like to invite you to that. Seniors barbecue, our police department's having a barbecue for seniors on September 3rd. Just listen to Kathy and the seniors, we're going to do that. And just one more thing I'd like to bring up. I just gave Virginia a memo today. As I was looking through my notes around this time of year last year. One thing we had an issue with the snow park, and I don't even want to mention the snow, but I think it's far enough in advance, I think we should change this. Village Code 254-15, dealing with the snow parking regulations. The memo pretty much clearly explains it, but from 11 at night till 6 in the morning, the law says that when snow is forecast, you can't park there. The problem is that we've had heavy snows come in 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Had to write summaries and tow cards earlier with the assistance of DPW, and went to court and said, well, you can't write before 11 because it was forecast. It's a very confusing statute. I spoke to Terry today, and I think it would ease up on a lot of the confusion for the court and the PD and all of us, and DPW, if we just got that wording out of there. The wording I gave to Virginia, I was asking for a public hearing next month. I just want to let you know that I think it's something that's needed. I discussed with a couple of my officers, and they explained some of the issues that they ran into on the road last year as well. And that's pretty much it.
7:45. Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Chief.
thank you.
Okay, so, motion to set a public hearing for the 8th, September 8th at 7:40.
So moved. Second.
I agree, so moved. Motion is carried. Okay, so next on our agenda is Charles from Sawicki.
Good evening, Deputy Mayor and the Board. I am requesting authorization to modify the electrical portion of the digester upgrade project as a result of minor field changes. The modification is in the amount of $1,930.32. The current contract amount is $86,973. The modified contract amount is $88,903.32.
All of a sudden, I'm done.
You know, I'm going to move it, and I'd like to have Mr.
comment?
Sawicki stay and talk about, you know, the situation there. So moved.
Second. Go ahead.
Okay, and Jack, what's your questions?
Well, it's not pertaining specifically to this issue, but to the general. I understand that there's, you know, I'm sorry. Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. I've heard that there have been some complaints of the odors at the wastewater treatment plant, and I was wondering what the status is of correcting that problem.
Well, I could, if you let me address that. We, as you're probably aware, we have currently have a large project underway. It's a digester upgrade project. As a result, we will have odor issues. Some days are going to be worse than others, and that's going to exist through the end of October into November. And it's unfortunately there's no way around it because of this large project. We have the digester cover off. We're not under normal operations, and there are times that the odors are heightened, and we are obviously, continuing with that particular project, and will be done, scheduled in the fall, most likely the beginning of November.
Thank you.
Okay, Frank?
I seconded it.
Are you saying you can't hear me?
That's right.
Okay. All right, well, let me introduce myself. The wastewater treatment plant is currently undergoing a very large capital project. It is the digester upgrade, and that project will continue through the end of October into November. And we will have periods of time where the odors are heightened, and unfortunately, there's really nothing we can do to eliminate it. Again, there's going to be some days that are going to be worse than others, but we're just going to have to, unfortunately, I think we're going to just have to deal with it through this period of time, because we have no other control. We have no control over. We're just not under normal operations at the wastewater treatment plant during this upgrade project.
Okay, and it has to do with the upgrade project, and
Right,
that's what the
right.
scenario is. It's not going to be an ongoing issue once the upgrade is completed.
That's correct.
Okay. Mr. Hagen?
You want me to second it the second time? I'll second it.
No.
Can you hear me?
I just need to know, do you agree, Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Roll call vote. Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion is carried.
I am requesting authorization to commence with the construction of a bioretention basin, subject to the New York State DEC approval. This project will satisfy the environmental benefits project as required by the wastewater treatment plant consent order. In addition, this project will satisfy the agreement with Lafayette Theater to modify paving area drainage. The DPW will provide in-service labor and equipment and will purchase all required materials to complete the project.
Do I have a
But there is a contract or something involved in this?
We have a consultant that put together a design drawing, but all
And the
the,
material cost though, right?
And the material costs?
well, we have an estimate. There was an estimate together for the cost. Is that what you're referring to, Terry? The only expense we've incurred so far is the design of the bioretention.
Okay. All right.
Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Mr. Hagen?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion is carried.
Okay, I'd like to add two personnel items to the agenda, if I could, please. I am requesting authorization for Mr. Joe Hunt to carry over 10 vacation days from fiscal 2014 to fiscal 2015.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
I vote yes, motion is carried.
I am requesting authorization for Mr. Scott Brown to attend the refuse debris collection seminar to be offered by the CSEA in Albany, New York. The seminar will be on August 11th, 2014, with no cost to the village.
So moved. Second.
Roll call vote, Mr.
Yes.
Hagen? Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion is carried.
Okay, that's it, thank you.
Thank you, Charles. So now we are up to audience participation. When you come up, please state your name and your address,
Speaking to the mic.
and speak into the mic, please.
Unlike
Us.
us. yeah.
Jim Genatino, 2 Memorial Drive. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you guys hear in the back?
Okay, a couple of questions. You're voting on things tonight, projects to be done without a dollar amount on it. I know some of the work is being done in-house, but how do you vote on something when you have no idea what the cost is going to be?
Well, we have that cost, don't we? Isn't this the cost that we reviewed with the $10,000? Yes. This has been the conversation about the
Speak into the
$10,000.
mic, please.
I'm going to swallow it pretty soon. This is the project that we've been talking about for the $10,000 that the movie theater has given us, and that this is part of the requirements that we have to do some gardening and green upkeep. This is what we've been talking about for a while.
The retention,
Yes.
that's part of a grant or a gift?
No, the movie theater offered to give $10,000, which we got, and it's in the account, waiting for this project to get done.
Okay, I thought it was village tax money.
No.
Okay, it'd be nice if we knew that. Another thing, I see it's been taken off the agenda. At the workshop, there was talk about a $65,000 project on the James Street sewer line. Has that been pulled?
Has the project been pulled? No.
You're not voting on it?
No, we have to get more, we're getting more information and more quotes. That's what we
Okay,
discussed
because-
at the workshop. Remember, after a while discussing it, Charles was going to go out and get a couple more bids?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we do an RFP on that? It's a big ticket item.
I didn't have an answer.
Terry, over 10 grand, shouldn't we be looking for a couple of bids?
It's professional services, so it's not subject to the bid requirement, but the discussion at the board meeting was the mayor brought up the fact that she wasn't comfortable with just getting a quote from one set of engineers, even though they've done most of the work so far on the sewer plant, and Charles is going to get quotes from 2 other people.
Okay, that's, and just, since you pulled it, it's immaterial, but for the future, when you put backup on the website, the backup for that project was wastewater treatment plant and a blank page. That's not backup.
Thank you, Jim.
My name is Vince Corpella, and I'm a director with our Chamber of Commerce. And I have about... Can I speak now?
Can't hear you.
Can I speak?
Yes.
That's okay?
Yeah, but you have to speak into the mic. Nobody can hear you.
Okay. Introduce myself again. I'm Vince Corpella. I'm a director with our Chamber of Commerce. There's 3 issues I'd like to bring up. Number 1, and there's a tremendous excitement with everyone I speak to about it. It's lighting up the village with lights in the trees from late fall to spring. And a theme could be developed around it, lighting up the village. It could tie in with a holiday theme, and it's a very inexpensive way of lighting up our village. Our village is dark. It's not conductive to people walking through town, and to improve the lighting would cost a lot of money. So what I'm proposing is this. I'm speaking for myself, not for my total chamber, but they're very amenable to supporting, if we could co-sponsor together, lighting this village up like a New England town. And they could be on a timer, and there could be lights. And right now, we have no commerce in town. 2 businesses that have gone out of business already in the past week. So we have to do everything to promote the ambiance of coming to downtown Suffern. So my proposal is this, that we could form a small committee to work with our chamber, not too big. I think we can move a lot faster. And we could develop ideas of how to light up the village. And it's exciting. And it's a very inexpensive way of lighting up the village and creating a great holiday spirit and, you know, an ambiance where people want to come into our village. So I'd like to present it to the mayor, deputy mayor, and the board that we can work on this together. I think it's big, and everyone I talk to is excited about it. We could have Albright Electric come in, give us a price on it, we can get some bids on it, and so perhaps 1 or 2 of trustees could work with the chamber, and we could really develop this. It's big. The second thing I'm proposing is 3-hour parking. I'm getting there are a lot of patrons that come to our restaurants, hair salons, and they're intimidated about the 2-hour parking. Because if you're, for example, I'm a hairdresser, so I'll take it from that point. You get your hair done, and you want to have lunch someplace else, you have to work about getting out of town. We're chasing you out after 2 hours. That is not good. We have more than enough municipal parking. But in the wintertime, people don't want to walk. If they're elderly, they don't want to walk. But if we increase it to 3 hours, I think it would be a big plus, adding to the ambiance of our village. And we all love the village, and we're all looking for what's best for the village. Third issue is, a few years back, we had a signage law, and we had the building inspector go through town that you could just put a percentage of that window with signs. Now, I'll give you an example. There's a new business that's hanging coats and jackets at the entranceway to their store. It's cheap looking. So if we can revive this signage law that we've had, and we could control that the town doesn't look tacky with a lot of big signs in the windows. Another thing, if you look where the cleaners is and the Peruvian restaurant, it's filthy in that corner. Now you take someone that's new to our village and they're walking through, they shouldn't be exposed to something like this. So There are three issues. The lighting is a big issue, and it's an exciting issue. I think we're ready for 3-hour parking. If there are certain businesses that need 15 minutes, well, let's put 15 minutes in front of their business. So we work together. The 3 hours is not going to make everyone happy, but what's happening is a lot of businesses are putting their car in the window. The guy is doing a great job, who, will cite a violation if you're over 2 hours, but he's doing what he's been told. So I'm proposing that we work on the 3 hours, and the big thing is the lighting, and I hope it creates an excitement, and it's an inexpensive way of lighting the village up. So hopefully we could co-sponsor financially the village, the chamber, and we could create a committee, and it's early enough that we work on it, and that we all want the same thing. We all love our village. We all put our years and blood in this village, and we want people to come in. So that's the end of it.
Okay.
Okay?
Jack, do you think there's anyone from the downtown committee that would want to spin off and pair up with Vince and talk about that idea?
Absolutely, I do, and Vince buttonholed me a couple of weeks ago, and I thought at that point in time it was a great idea, and invited him to come here, and I certainly would volunteer there, and I'll get someone from the committee, and I'll be in touch with you, and then
Okay.
we'll take it from there.
Perfect. And then we'll talk to Chief Osborne about the 3-hour parking, and as,
Vince and I spoke briefly about walking the beat last week, so I'll work with you whenever I can.
okay, and then I can get with the code enforcers and Terry to see what kind of laws we have. Absolutely. Thank you, Vince.
My name is Joseph Seston, 25 Temple Lane. Today, village employees took up the broken concrete in front of the new park that you built and filled it in with dirt, leaving access to that park only from the road for small children and mothers with carriages. How could you do such a thing?
It's not done, sir. Joe, do you have an update on that? I know we spoke about it this morning. You're going to replace with the park, in front of the park? Can you just let them know the plan? I know we reviewed it this morning.
They cut it off 6 inches from my driveway.
Joe Hunt's behind you. He's going to explain exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, and since the park's been...
You got to talk into the mic.
Since the park's been put in play and the fence has been up and the toys been put in there, we've had multiple residents parking on that sidewalk, accessing the park, and it's been jagged, broken, and over time it's decrepit. So we removed it, we're getting ready to do a big planning project. We staged stones around the front of the gate so nobody can drive into it by accident backing out of the driveway. And we felt that once we put our trees in there, concrete won't stabilize them. And it was either re-pour a whole brand new sidewalk through there, which right now in my budget's not feasible, so our alternative was do a planting and make it pretty.
So what you're saying, you don't care about the mothers and children on Temple Lane and Lonigan Drive?
No, that's not what we're saying.
Like it's a slum.
No, we're going to make that park look, we're not done yet, I promise. We still have plantings and whatnot. Anyone else? Okay, so moving on. Virginia?
Okay, Mayor, do you want to take these individually? We have the approval of the special board meeting of March 31st.
Do we have to take them individually? If nobody has any issues. Does anybody have any issues with any of the meetings?
I think that on some of these issues, on the specials, depends on who was there. I know Matt was there at a bunch of specials, and I know that you weren't there at any specials.
I missed one, yeah.
Okay.
This one, I think any of the noon ones you missed, Joe.
Yes. Yes, can you hold them over?
I'll hold them over.
Okay, yeah, we're going to hold over the minutes so we have the full board, so everyone has an opportunity.
I think the only person,
Yeah,
the
let's
approval of
just
the
hold them
regular
over.
board meeting.
Well, if we do the regular ones, why don't we do, I move for approval of the regular board meeting on May 12th.
Frank? Do you want to second?
Right, I'll second that, no problem with that. I was here.
Okay, so moved. I vote yes as well. So the minutes to the regular board meeting of May 12th is what we're approving. For the special board meetings, we're going to hold them over till we have a whole entire board present so everyone can vote for themselves.
Yeah, there aren't, some of the quorums at the special meetings are not present this evening.
Right. Okay.
We have a request for Mrs. Kim Hamilton from Lexington Avenue for their annual block party, which will be held August the 31st.
So moved.
Second, as long as they invite the whole village board.
No, they don't have to do that. That would ruin the party.
That would ruin
Just because you're a big Hollywood star doesn't mean that everybody wants you at their party.
Where's your ascot?
Where are your sunglasses?
I vote yes, motion is moved. I hope their party is very fun.
Well, and the next thing is to set a public hearing for a request for a taxi license from Mrs. Rosa.
Okay.
Make it for September the 8th?
Yes, at 7:40?
We have one at 7:40, 7:40.
Oh, I'm sorry, 7:45.
Right, because we need some input from the chief on that.
Yes.
Yeah,
A lot of input,
It's been referred to.
many concerns.
How was the first name pronounced?
Thank you, chief.
How's the first name pronounced?
Binzi, I think.
Bienza.
Oh, I thought it was...
Bienza, okay.
Okay, that's it, Mayor.
Ginny, she should contact you because there's no information.
I'll get it.
Okay. Do any of the trustees have anything for this evening?
No.
Okay. And then I have for resolution number 10, 2004, the sub-recipient agreement between Rockland County and the Village of Suffern. The offered resolution is to move, and moved its adoption. That Patricia Abato, as mayor of the Village of Suffern, is hereby authorized, directed to sign the fiscal year 2014 sub-recipient agreement between Rockland County and the Village of Suffern for accepting and administrating the fiscal year 2014 Community Development Grant Block Program for the District Revitalization Building Facade Program in the amount of $1,000. I'm sorry, $100,000. I need better glasses.
So moved, or longer
Want
arms.
me to read that again? I don't think anybody wants me to hear that, to read that again.
Mayor,
Okay.
I'll have to...
I moved it. It's been moved.
I second it.
I vote yes, so moved.
I'll have the mics taken care of by the next
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, so, that's it. Do we have an motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Unless anybody got anything.
Need to second the motion unless you want to stay here.
Second the motion unless you want to stay here.
I vote yes, motion is moved. This meeting is now adjourned.